What if a buyer asks for repairs after the inspection? One of the most stressful moments for any home seller is you finally get under contract, the home inspection happens, and then the buyer sends a long list of repair requests. And now you're thinking, do I have to fix all of this? Can I say no? Is my deal about to fall apart? So if you are selling a home in the Louisville area, I'm going to walk you through exactly what happens after a buyer's inspection, what buyers can ask for, what sellers are required to do, and how to protect yourself so you don't give away thousands of dollars unnecessarily. So what the inspection period really is. So after you accept an offer, the buyer usually has an inspection period that is written into the contract. This gives the buyer the right to hire a professional inspector to evaluate the home. The inspection is designed to uncover things such as safety issues, structural concerns, major system problems, and deferred maintenance. Here's the important part, however. The inspection report itself does not force you to fix anything. It simply gives the buyer the right to request repairs or credits or cancel the contract if the contract allows. So what buyers are allowed to ask for? Well, after the inspection, the buyer usually sends what's called an inspection response. They may ask for things such as specific repairs to be done, a credit towards closing costs, a price reduction, or sometimes nothing at all. Buyers can technically ask for almost anything. That includes big ticket items like roofs, HVAC, plumbing, or electrical, or small items like loose outlets, cosmetic cracks, or worn fixtures. But just because they ask for something does not mean you have to agree to it. So what are sellers actually required to do? And this part surprises many sellers. In most cases, you are not required to fix anything unless the contract specifically says so. As the seller, you usually have several options. You can agree to fix certain items, you can offer a credit instead of making repairs, or you can negotiate which items you'll handle or decline the request entirely. The only time repairs may be required is when a loan program requires certain safety items to be fixed, or the contract includes special repair language. Otherwise, repairs are almost always negotiable. So how do negotiations usually play out? In most transactions, inspection negotiations fall into three categories. First, the buyer asks for reasonable major items. Things like fixing roof leaks, fixing foundation issues, fixing electrical or plumbing safety concerns, or fixing heating and cooling problems. These are often negotiated and resolved. Secondly, the buyer asks for too much. And this usually includes things like cosmetic issues, painting, all that, minor wear and tear, or items clearly disclosed before the contract was even signed. In these cases, sellers often push back and many buyers still move forward anyway. Third, the buyer threatens to cancel. Now, this usually happens when buyers get nervous or try to use the inspection to renegotiate the purchase price. And this is where strategy and experience matter the most. When deals fall apart during inspections, inspections are one of the most common points where contracts fall apart. So usually deals fail when the buyer and seller cannot agree on the repairs, the buyer becomes nervous about the home, or expectations were not set correctly from the beginning. When a deal does fall apart at this stage, the home often goes back on the market, and new buyers start asking, what happened with the last contract? And that can hurt your leverage. So how do you protect yourself before you ever accept an offer? Well, the best way to protect yourself happens before inspections even begin. Here are a few things I always review with my sellers. First, disclosure. Being honest about known issues up front prevents surprise later. Second, contract terms. Shorter inspection periods and clear language reduce your risk. Third, pricing strategy. Homes priced correctly tend to have smoother inspections and fewer renegotiations. And finally, expectations. Setting realistic expectations before inspections saves thousands of dollars later. One thing that most sellers don't realize, inspection negotiations are not about fixing everything. They are about keeping the deal together in a way that protects your money and your timeline. In many cases, the right response is not yes and not no, but a smart compromise. How you handle this stage often determines whether your sale closes smoothly or becomes an absolute nightmare. So if you are thinking about selling in the Louisville area and you are worried about inspections or repair negotiations, I'm always happy to walk you through how to protect yourself before you ever accept an offer. I am David Hiddle. I could be your real estate specialist. I am doing business at Shop Kentucky Homes LLC with United Real Estate Louisville. And if you found this video helpful, please make sure you like it, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video.